I always believed in going an extra mile for my college. My first request to you is you should be ready to run an extra mile for the college, for your family, for your friends. Because these days nobody requires average or below average hands. Mediocre hands nobody requires. You know the motto of Mercedes-Benz. What is the motto of Mercedes-Benz? The best or nothing. The best or nothing is the motto of Mercedes-Benz. As such, you have to be the very best wherever you are, or you are an absolute cipher. For the last 16 years, I have been a regular contributor to Manorama yearbook. All the articles that I wrote for the yearbook, I intend to publish it as an volume within a few years. I would like to discuss with you certain major points affecting your career. Incidentally, it was in 1953 that Mount Everest was conquered first. Who stood first on the summit? Was it Hillary or Tenzing? Hillary or Tenzing? Hillary. They haven't revealed it. Now, some 35 years back, there was a text prescribed for pre-degree, an extract from the autobiography of Tenzing. Tenzing's autobiography was titled Tiger of the Snows, whereas Hillary's autobiography is much more inspiring. The very title, Nothing Venture, Nothing Win, is the title. I repeat, Nothing Venture, Nothing Win is the title of Hillary's autobiography. I need not explain the idea that is contained in that famous phrase. But I would like to invite your attention to a key sentence that Hillary spoke when he was interviewed by media persons about his success. Unbelievable. It was certainly incredible to reach the summit of Mount Everest. And about his achievement, Hillary's response was, it is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Repeat, it is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. This is my second message to you. What does it mean? We have so many hardships, handicaps, so many diffident thoughts. We are not conscious about our potentialities, our strengths. We are capable of so many things. And realize our capabilities and cash them and scale the ladder of success. It is not the mountain that we conquer, but ourselves. Since the Department of English has got a proud tradition, I request you to keep up that rich tradition. We had Monsignor Kurithanam as our first principal and head of the department, not first principal, the first head of the department. After a few years, when MA program started, he handed over the stewardship to Professor K.M. Chandy. Chandy sir later became the governor of Pondicherry, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. When our MA started, Father Kuritharam brought from Trivandrum a renowned professor named A. Shivarama Subramanian. A. Shivarama Subramanian, his name has been mentioned in K.R. Narayanan's autobiography as his mentor. Shivarama Subramanian was the first Indian to secure PhD in English from London University. He taught us Paradise Lost Book 9. Very often he came to the class without even the text. From memory, he would recite lines and then explain those lines. And whenever he was a bit tired, he would stop, give a list of his former students. Always the list began with, I remember one K.R. Narayanan, who is presently the first secretary in the Burmese embassy. And the list continued, Colonel Godarma Raja and Professor K.M. Chandy. Similarly, we had outstanding students, former students like K.J. Matthew, who was Chief Secretary here. He belonged to Panichippuram's batch. Panichippuram has recently been elevated as the editorial director of Malayalam Manorama. So the college is holding a proud history, outstanding teachers, outstanding students. I hope you will elevate yourselves to the dignity of being rated as outstanding students. Now, one of my weaknesses is, as I mentioned to Sibi sir, is whenever I take a class, I try to include one or two jokes in the class. And when we deal with nouns, we ask the question to the students, is half singular or plural? What is the answer? Is half singular or half plural? It depends upon the noun that follows. If the noun that follows is plural, half is plural. Half the members of this house are fools. Have you heard this story? In British Parliament, there arose a violent scene. Half the members of this house are fools. The speaker was flabbergasted. There was a pin drop silence. After a few seconds of silence, the speaker intervened. What? What are you saying? Are you referring to the members of this esteemed house as fools? You are an experienced member of Parliament. You should withdraw your statement. You should apologize and withdraw your statement. I am sorry, sir. I withdraw my statements. Half the members of this house are not fools. Whenever I teach articles in class, a or an, is it a year or an year? It's a year always. So we had a professor here named A. Andrews. Andrews was once teaching articles in English. A book, a monkey, he gave a lot of words beginning with A. Then a lot of words beginning with an umbrella, an adder, an orange. Profusion of examples. Then a student had a doubt to clarify. Sir, may I ask you a question? Incidentally, never use the expression, I have a doubt. I have a question, that should be your phrase. So a student raised the objection, sir, not a question. Sir, in that case, it should be Anne Andrews. Sir's name is A. Andrews. So it should be Anne Andrews. The next moment there came correction from another corner. Andrews is plural. So it should be Andrew. They corrected Sir's name as an Andrew. What is the difference between catastrophe and disaster? This question also appears in the section vocabulary. There's not much of a difference. You remember the reform bills in Britain. When the third reform bill was introduced, it was meant to grant voting right to everyone above 21. And when the third reform bill was introduced by Gladstone, the Liberal Prime Minister, the Conservatives led by Disraeli had nothing to oppose. If they oppose in the following election, they will lose. So Disraeli just raised one point of order. You have been speaking for such a long time using phrases like catastrophe, disaster. If the House rejects this, it is a catastrophe. If you do not accept, it will be disastrous. Catastrophe and disaster, disaster and catastrophe, this is just wordplay. Will you please explain what is the difference between catastrophe and disaster? Asked Disraeli. The very next moment there came a tit for tat from the Prime Minister. If my friend, the opposition leader, falls into the river Thames, it is a catastrophe. If somebody rescues him, it is a disaster for the nation. My dear friends, let me sign off, inviting your attention to a scene in Pride and Prejudice. A lady has been waiting for such a long time for the bus. At long last, a bus comes, jam-packed with the passengers. The bus stops, but the conductor announces, full up. The lady, in a very appealing tone, I have been waiting for such a long time. No space here. The conductor was very adamant. Haven't you room for one, just one more? In a very appealing tone, the lady repeated her request. Madam, in my heart there is room for you, but in the bus, alas, it's full. My dear friends, there is room in my heart for all of you. I wish all of you excellent days ahead. I am sure you will scale great heights in the days ahead and thereby enhance the prestige of St. Thomas Autonomous. Thank you.